Hello, good morning again, quickly. So in this part of the project, what I've been running to some issues is that the Microsoft Sentinel um, use the connectors to ingest data from different sources. So like the Splunk forwarders, this right here, these connectors, they will enable things like Azure Directory, Active Directory, Azure Activity, which is a very good one when you connect your sources, your VM machines. Can forward DNS preview for Microsoft Defender. They all different. They all, you have to configure everything. But let's go back to my point. So when I first got the Microsoft Sentinel, it didn't have any connectors right here. So you have to go to Content Hub. So this could be a step on you moving forward with the project if you haven't gone through this down this avenue. So before I even show you this, let me go to the very basic part of it. So I'm here. These are my resources between machines and stuff. So I'm working with Microsoft Sentinel, which is deploy in a work analytic workspace is deploy in a workspace. It's what I meant by that is it's one of these log analytics workspace. So let's say that this is the one I created. So what you do when you go over it, and this is where you can create another one. Let's go through the process. So let's not assign it to anything, or maybe just we'll set it up in one of my labs. We'll create another one. So this is your Azure subscription. Everything depends on the subscription that you're in, and then you just name it. You just say sample or examples, and then review and create your log analytics workspace. So let's say you have that, and now you want to go through let's just hit create. You want to go through the Sentinel, Azure Sentinel, and add one to this log analytics space. So what you do, you go back on, and or let's say just type on there Sentinel, and Microsoft Sentinel will pop up. I have one already, but you can just hit create, and this one's giving you the options to add it to the sample log analytics, so you can sit it on top of it. So you have one. If you don't have one, you got the chance to create another one right here, which you can create. But what we're going to do on this one is we're going to use the one we created, destined to add. Then you adding, by now you're adding the workspace into the Sentinel. So you conjoining in, and this is going to be working together now. So this is going to be just Sentinel, aka Seams. All right, so it might take a little while to come up. So back to what I was appointing. Now you have your new Sentinel. Install your first content from the hub solution. So people will come here over here to the data connectors, and have this over here, workplace under subscription, blah blah blah. Resource group, Sentinel's lab, one found, either does not exist. Um, okay, data connectors. Seems like the workspace example under another subscription and resource group, Sentinel's lab was not found. Okay, let's refresh the page. All right, so look, you can see there's 0 connectors. So Content Hub is giving you the freedom to download your connectors. You can bring stuff from Amazon web page, their Amazon instances, machines, and everything. So over here, we're looking for something that has to do with window events. So I wouldn't even type the same word, Windows, because, well, here we have it. This one had the what is this? You want to transport firewall logs, window events, DNS, window events, window security events. So there you are, window security events via MAA. I'm gonna give you this example to get one in. Then you're gonna hit install. So when this install, we're gonna access it by creating rules. And the whole point this situation is that we're going to use the machines that we already previously created. So yes, by contrast, the machine that we already have created. Well, this is nice. Just created, just revamp this interface. So right here, what's telling you is to manage. You're gonna manage, install content items, configurations. So let's not go into that right now. Now you're going to see that when you go to Sentinel, your content overview, no events, right? Then go back to data connectors. And you have no connectors yet. No connectors selected. Data connectors. So let's try to do it again. Because this one are pretty easy. They do come up. Windows. Oh, I even have a Windows registry, which is a really good one. For events, we want security events, and let's say DNS. Well, first install. And let's give it away because I think I interrupted it with changing the color. We'll wait for the installation. DNS server. So it's asking to manage. Let me see if it's registry. Registry, because I'll be interested in We're in the registry. Security service registry, ACL modification, security service, registry key modify, love it. Actual AD, agent registry, monitoring. So we want to work with all this. Um, um, and configurations. Some of this we got to do configuration, but I'm not going into this, not right now. So right here, let me see if any connectors. Some of them they take time to show up. You see, we still have no connectors, but I wanted to give you an example on how I install them. And that's that for now. Just wanted to mention that in the video. All right, so let's keep moving forward. I'm back to my base Sentinel instance, and we'll work from here. Let's go work with the connectors that I already got, and then once I need, we'll go more deeper into further videos, and we'll realize this project. But first we gotta build up a foundation on what we're doing. So we'll do a data collection rule on this. We'll go into Windows Security MA. Security via MA, and it's up here. Let's do it. Open this page. Let's hit that and DNS event. All right, open connectors page. Let's create a data collection rule. Let me go back quickly. Quick screenshot. And then over here, boom. And let's do this. We'll add collection rule on this one. And let's name it. Let's say security event rules. Security E for event. And then we have our subscription assigned to it. And then we got our group, which is the one we're working with. And then we'll hit next. All right, then we'll hit next. And then let's say add resources. Add resources. We'll add well, nothing added yet. We'll select our build tool machine. We'll select our build tool machine. So only have the resource group, Sentinel lab, see something. Oh, we got this baby right here. I'm gonna add it. Well, everything is in there. Apply. Okay, hold on. Let's do previous. Select resources. And then hold on, let me get back. Done. Done. I'm just collecting the virtual machine should now be shown, and we'll say select all security events as is we got it right here, minimal. We'll select all security events, screenshot. Next, review and create. Okay, so we're reviewing also the data collection rule should have a validation pass screen. So we have that, and then we'll just hit create though, as usual. So we'll refresh the page and until the connected status is showing. We'll do create for now. Screenshot. All right, so with refresh the page as we should, and then first page not found. Don't panic. Either has. So let's go back home. Cause until we'll see it should be showing on green. Let's go back to our Sentinel. And see if our connectors is showing on green, which will show that it's set and working. So that's one connected. And that's our Windows security events. So right up in here, we have to show that we have those events going. So moving forward, and this is a milestone on this project. Let's just keep moving forward. So, and the next phase, we're gonna do generating security events. Now that our VM is connected to Sentinel and our logs analytics workspace, we need to transport data from our logs. To do this, we need to simply perform some actions on the window events that will generate the security alerts. Pretty self-explanatory. So we're gonna do Windows keeps the records of several types of security events. These events will cover several potential scenarios such as privilege use, logon events, process policy changes, and much more. So this is part of the Windows settings. So we're just gonna connect and parse these logs that are already set up in the Windows systems. Very good for investigation and threat analysis and hunting. This is a great foundation. Just wanted to know that. We will now observe some Windows security events on our virtual machine. Let's utilize the Astro Portal to navigate to the VM created earlier in the lab. So let's click start on the top page and turn on the VM. If it's not already, then we'll enable just in time access if necessary. So let's just do that. Let's go into our resources and get our virtual machine. And start it. Let's just go back home. Sorry. Let's just, for the sake of login, this is what we're doing. Again, boom. And let's start this baby up. Let's say connect. And then we'll go here. Oh, I think my machine's been started since last night. Let me go back to this. Virtual machines. Yeah, it is. No wonder I spend $1 on this so quickly. No biggie. Got $200 to go up in the air as smoked. All right, so it is startup. So let's go under networking, and if I'm given an IP address, we'll RDP from our remote desktop. So let's do that. Is the the theme. So let's just screenshot this real quick. And then this is our home machine or host. Let's go for RDP so we can access. It's a in-house product that will enable you to do this copy and then go into RDP. We'll paste this. Where is it? Always like 172 that 174 that 1992. Okay, so that's correct. Computer username. Hold on. Let me copy that. Give that IP address. Fire back on. Connect. This has been waiting since last night. So from here, I will be prompted to enter the user name and password created when you made it machine. So to remote computer of this, one of these reasons remote access to the server is not installed. Remote computer is turned off. The remote computer is not available on the network. All right, so let's see what's wrong. Maybe we'll have to troubleshoot. Make sure the remote computer is turned on and connect to the network, and that remote access is enabled. Well, that's just what we need how to do, what to do. That's all we need to do. troubleshooting. This machine is starting as requested by unauthorized user or process. It will be online shortly. Okay, so change connector connectivity. Yeah, firewall. Um, configure and change the connectivity. Let me look at the RDP settings. Check access. Need to recommend for testing only. Port. They say it's not accessible. Well, let me short of shut that off quickly. Bear with me. So quickly I see that there is no access from this IP right here, so we're gonna create a rule for that one because you can tell there's no going out for that. So out inbound. For this, it's the IP address, my IP address. And then destination custom we'll do TCP set 3389. With 389 allow kill that for source ranges. Nope, not any. Destination IP addresses, but it must be not empty. Priority, we'll give it 100. 101. The priority you enter matches another 2. The description inbound dynamo IP allow. So let's finish up. All right, so I have created my rule right here. This is my computer source will be RDPing to this port to that will inbound. So let's RDP again. Let's refresh it. And then let's check that our machine is properly started. Let's connect. Check access. It might come out as denied. Um, Not accessible. That's cool. Native RDP, connect via RDP without any additional software. Select, let's see if it works. Connecting using public IP address. Yes. RDP, close. Let's do it again. So it's giving me a little bit of difficulty. All right, so we actually obtained the remote access, basically on our window machine. So what we're doing next, I also want to point out some troubleshooting that was done. I have to let's accept this, do a little configurations because this is a new instance, just access, but we have to do some inside configurations, just like the computer we have. Let's see if I can just go back and do some things. Quickly. Okay. More screenshots. So the way I access it, I set up a rule and networking, and by doing that, I was able to input my address from my local computer, my public IP. I have to set it up in one of the rules in order to be able to have access. And also, I have to set up access. I have to request access at the machine front in order to get things going. So let's do the work from here, and whatever we have to do, because we're gonna have to go back out. But in order for me to get inside, I have to do a request for my address to be allowed, and it's also in the allowed list for the firewall. All right, so let's just do the work here. Also, let's go after this successfully attempt on and look at the event viewer, because that's how we're gonna forward this event viewer. Here it is. Screenshot it. See? Okay, we'll get event viewer going. All right, so let's just do the magic right here quickly. As you can see, there are several types of log windows that collect application logs, security, and system. So we're gonna focus on this tab, and we will be on Windows security events. So let's click security. Let's find it. The viewer local, this window event, and then security window logs. custom views, no. Application services, so we're gonna go to security. So security, there's a bunch of events. It's event 448. As you can see, there are several security. 46. We're looking for 46. 24. Use the find option. Let's do it. Let's use the find option. Hold on. So Control F. Control. All right, so when we select event 24 to 4624, we see that the ID, let's see if we can enlarge this. Let's see the ID of our event is indicated in a successful logon. Let's see, we can also examine more information about the logon if needed to be. So let's check on this event quickly. Again, let's use the find option. Find 4624. Forty-six 88, 4672, 4624 involves um involve a logon. You see now what we're talking about. Now we're cooking with gas and security. So let's do this. All right, let's click on that event. So and down here we got the details. Right here, work group. You see everything. General. So that was what we were looking for. So you see that was you got all kinds of. So let's just set that up with queries. So moving on to the next stage of our, so account successful logon. That's what we were looking for because, we're just trying to make sure things make sense. So let's go into coastal queries language. So the purpose of the scene is that, such as a Azure Sentinel will be bringing data to the coming from all our endpoints. In this case, we only have one that created. So virtual machines to make it easier for an analyst to get information that is needed quickly. So let's go back to the Astro Sentinel and pull up the event from our Sentinel logs. In the Sentinel main page, we'll click logs to start making a connection. All right, so let's get back to that. Yeah, so your remote session will be disconnected. Yes, that's okay. And then go our way to find our Sentinel. Um, boom, and then log analysis. Logs. All right, so we have the screen going up here, and this is the events that are being generated. So it looked like secure event has 1.5 cake, and it's successfully parsing towards our Sentinel instance. So that's a plus. All right, so we're going to type a query to get more specific on this. So let's just work on it because it's gonna take a little typing. Logs signaling that we are here, and take our famous screenshot. So let's just say this, they said type our query, and we're gonna get fancy with it. Security event. Let's just do security event where very practical event ID event. Oh no, I think we are not event ID, just the way it is, and then equals 4647, I mean for 624, for 624, and then no, down, we'll say project time generator computer account to make this Q KQL query happen. We'll say project. Sorry for the noise. There's other people inside. So time generated. Time generated. Computer. Computer. Phone. Account. Let me just check for interruptions or anything like that. Time generated. Generated project. Computer name. Event ID. Where security event. Okay. Also quick explanations. Every scene has a research language that makes simple to extract data from logs. In Sentinel, log languages is called coastal query languages. So let's break down the meaning of this query. Security event refers to the event table we are pulling to the data from. So all the events we observe in the event viewer are stored there, where command filters on that specific category. In this case, we only want events that correspond to successful logins. So this is getting a specific, you can get many rules and events to come in with these specifications using KQL. The project over here actually command will specify data with displayed when the query is run. So in a specific scenario, we want to only see the time the logon event occurred, what computer it came from, and what account and this computer generated the event. When the query is run, we need to get this result. So let's just hit run on this. Okay, so query could not be parsed. Project, token project. All right, so let's do a little troubleshooting on this. All right, so let's run this query again, and it look a little tighter now. Isn't like we got great results on this ones. Pardon the time that it took, but have to ask for a little bit of help quickly. Putting it together. All right, so these ones are attending for logons, successful login. These are all the times that we access our machine at times. So since yesterday, this is all the activity. And now you can see how you can play around and make this doesn't have the account name. I don't see it, but it has the machine name. So we got to keep moving forward until we have time for this project to keep going. We got about another hour. And let's keep going. All right, so writing analytic rules. So writing analytic rules, we can have the option to be alerted to certain events by setting up the analytic rules. The analytic rules will check our VM for the activity that matches the rule logic and generate an alert anytime that activity is observed. There will be some details provided in the alert that can help an analyst to start their investigation into determining whether the event in the alert is false or positive or true. All means the same to me. Um, so let's work on that. So right here, quickly, we can just go to analytics. And check with it. Analytics, check with it, and it'll give you severity of event. I'll give you a printout. So it's only one right here on advanced multitask attack detection. And that's what I mean by this analyzing our data, rules by severity, and this one is that is high. Active rules one. Okay, so let's keep moving on. Let's screenshot it because we got more examples to do. So these are at least alerts that can enable our scene and monitor that come out the box. If we wish to expand and so on with what they are, compromised by clicking create a rule and following on the screen task, and see the rule logic and as well as enabling the rule. However, the rule will only fire if the logic is met. However, all right, so moving on. Next phase is schedule task and persistence techniques. The final part of this lab is to create our own custom rules to detect potentially malicious activity on our VM and Windows Task Scheduler. You have the option to create a scheduled task. A scheduled task is essentially a way to automate certain activities in your machine. So we are already heading out to automation, which is very popular in the industry because you don't want to be doing the same task over and over. You want to set up your Sims instance and manage everything and just check on how everything is calibrated. So for instance, you could set up a scheduled task that opens Google Chrome and certain time every day. So while many times a scheduled task can be harmless, an event, this can be used as a persistent technique for malicious actors. So according to the MITRE ATT&CK framework, which is one of the Bibles for threat hunters and find familiarities and mitigations with advanced threat groups. Adversaries may abuse task scheduling functionality and facilitate initial or recurring execution of malicious codes. Utilize utilities exists within all major operating systems to schedule programs or script and be executed. We all know what this is, so scheduling a process. In this lab, the scheduled task will not be associated with any malicious activity, but it could, as we will set up a scheduled task that open up the window explorer, and at a certain time, but we will create an analytic rule to monitor for that specific action, so we can be alerted to be, the activity or sim in order to simulate the scenario. So the Windows security event ID that correspond to a scheduled task is 4698. However, it never changed. Well-known event. However, these events are not logged by default in the Windows event viewer. To enable the login for this event, we need to make some changes in the Windows security policy or VM. So let's go into that, search for, let's get back into our VM and expand advanced audit policy. So let's go back into the instance and connect this. All right, so quick reminder what we're doing. We're on schedule a task. We're going to specify it. So we'll search for the local security policies and our Windows 10 VM and expand advanced audit policy. So let's go into that. Let's say advanced administrative event. Let's go for it. Applications. Custom views, account policies, local security policies. I went into the event viewer, so let's just do local sec policies. All right, well done. Again, let's do it. Local security policies. All right. And then extend it. So advanced policy configurations. Screenshot it. And then expand the audit policies and select object access, then select audit other object access. So let's go. So we'll go for audit, account login, details tracking. So let's see, audit policies, system audit policies. Anything with S right here. Let me make this bigger. Okay, so right here, system audit policies, object access. Then we'll select audit other object access. And this one is object also access. This one comes up. Let's keep screenshotting. Bottom. And it's already expanded. So we got the subcategories. And this is all auditing. Auditing. So let's go for other object access. And then we'll enable success and failure. And audit other object access events. Audit. All right, so right here, audit other access events. So go into that. And then we're gonna enable configure quickly. Everything is a screenshot these days. And then success and failure, we just need to enable that. Hit OK. Jump shot made. Creating our scheduled task. So the events are enabled. So let's just open Windows, task scheduler, and let's navigate and create a task to add name and change the configure. So Windows schedule task. Not that. Task scheduler. Our guy right here. Again, task scheduler, run as an administrator. All right, so we'll add a name and oh, this is too big. Task manager. No, this is not even the guy. And I don't need this. Task scheduler. Well, here's our guy. On and popping. I like the resolution in this computer. It's really nice. Um, so overview task scheduler library. See, we need to schedule a task. So we'll create one action, create a task, action, create a task, and name it malicious task. Uh, we'll do example task. Example task. Very weird name. And that's it. That's all for now. We'll add the name and change the configure for operating system Windows. So right here, change user group. Vista configure for Windows 10. Let me screenshot it. So it's for Windows 10. Then we hit OK. Must enter the task name at least one action. When you create a task, you must specify the action that will occur when your task starts. Okay. Let's keep going. Run when user log on. Go back. Trigger. General, run when user log on. Run the highest privilege. Run with the highest privilege. No, I haven't been. Navigate to trigger. Let's say more screenshots. We'll say new. One time and we'll schedule this task right now for a time close to the current time and then select OK, which is this now. We did. And then the times right there. We'll give it a screenshot quickly. And then let's navigate to the action. And so let's start a program. Then we'll open the program or script and select program to run every time this task runs. So we'll select Internet Explorer. Oh, I got off the screen. we're still scheduling the task. I'm able to start over. I guess this sample. No description run. That's 10 for Windows 10. Trigger, new trigger. Data time. For time close to where we are on OK, and then we'll navigate to the action tab and select start a program. I guess we have to hit OK. You must enter a task name, at least one action. So we'll have to say, yeah, and select start a program. The action. Now we get the screenshots. And do we have a script? I guess we're selecting OK. Select OK. I'll send the email, display the message, dedicated, start program, and then start program. Then on this program or script, we will select Explorer. Internet. Nah, we're looking for a program. So let's just do this. And give we'll select Internet Explorer. All we need is a path. Internet Explorer. So our name. Look, programs. Internet Explorer. And we'll see program files. We got Internet Explorer. One specific. One back. I explore the X. No. DLL. Or we'll see Internet Explorer. Open. That one will work. Let's load. Okay, and that's oak. All right, so after this, um, we'll do the condition and setting. Well, so we'll do the setting. Okay, and click. So let's see how this works. We'll write an analytic rule for this event. And then for that, we have to go back into the Azure stand. All right, so let's get back writing the analytic rule. Let's get out of here. Cancel. Back. All right, so analytic rule wizard. So Microsoft Sentinel. Let's go into analytic rules. Rules. Quickly. Template anomalies. So let's make sense with this. To do a KQL alert when a schedule a task is created, just the same way we did. So we go to Sentinel home and click analytic rules. Analytic rules. And click create at the top of the page and select the schedule query option. So let's do that. Schedule query action. That's how we create something on Windows 10 machine. We access it, and then now we are notifying that these rules are gonna make sense with what we have. So we'll schedule task creating on user machine. So let's rule the name. This one we'll name it Internet Explorer process. Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer description. We'll do tactics. Description, name, severity, medium, tactics and techniques. Excuse me. Let's get defining this rule as an explorer task creation, and now give it a description. All right, so this alert pertains to a scheduled task. Scheduled tasks. Task. Okay, it's enabled. And there it is. So we'll do next. So here we're simply providing some information about the alert and the analyst. But we will come up with the alert logic that causes causes our alert to fire. So let's put in the query. Um, so let's keep going. Uh, let's see previews. Um, Security event. We're pretty simple. Event ID. Event ID. Boom, boom. Put the number. 4698. That's the alert. Display what query Konavi parse event. Yeah, because I think it have to be Navi parse where online. So that shows from okay. Right. We'll see if we can quickly fix this. Paste this. And we're not using this. 4698 instead. And move it. So it all goes together. It all goes together. And I wasn't pointing at this. So we'll say this query will for instances of the scheduled task creation as shown where here in our log. So let's run it. I think it's run query every 5 hours. So set rule. So write down these runs. This will appear. And next incident setting. Let me take a screenshot of this. Oh wow. It actually disappeared. Mm. That one runs. Next, let's just hit. So the rule logic. And let's just finish this up. Next, automatic response. Block to We'll have to do it again. Then go. Then go automate response. Don't have to do none of that. Next. Save. All right, so it's done. All right, so this query will for the instance and schedule and the action shown here in our logs. Expand the logs schedule tags were created previous. I'll look at the event data. We'll expand this one. Any logs on this? That's one. Inquiry. Let's run this one quickly. '98. Let's see if there's any events. Run. Expand it. Yeah. And so that's all we got for that rule. We'll span the logs. Maybe tomorrow log the scheduled task that was created in the previous steps, and we'll look at the event data. You should see something similar with this, like the time and everything. Like right here, if there was any event logs, let me just take some screenshots on this. Completed showing results of the 24 hours. And then all right, so we'll cut this one out right here and then close it out tomorrow. Because pretty much this is if you follow, this is self-explanatory, and this could help you get better with your Sentinel. First, before you do any investigation, you can get more hands-on with bringing the data into your interface. And it's a very important part too. It's absolutely something we need to know in the SOC. And thank you for following up today.